That's right. And then we need fiscal responsibility. We've got to balance our budget, and to balance our budget, we need to reduce the size of the federal government and reduce federal spending. Ladies and gentlemen, we will also stand to protect our freedoms from threats from abroad and from encroachment here at home. This is what our campaign stands for, and I say if you're a like-minded soul, to join us. Pick up the standard and join our cause. We will win in November. We're going to take back our country. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Yeah. I can't tell you when I've seen a more impressive candidate for Congress. The background of his job, I'm impressed with it. I want to thank you for joining me today because, you know, with what we've seen going on in the last couple of years, a lot of people say, well, why would I want to get involved in that? But it's people like Chris that say, I want to take up the cause because I believe in this country. You've seen a lot of things going on in New York State, and, you know, this is the most frustrating, most discouraging year that I've been in Albany. I've been there for 15 years. And we've been fighting the fight. I felt good in 2007, and I'll give Spitzer credit for one thing, that he helped us get budget reform in place. Chapter 1 of the laws of 2007 was budget reform. He ran on that, and he made it happen. Since then, the last 2 years, Patterson, leader of the Senate, leader of the Assembly, have ignored Chapter 1 of the laws of 2007. They've totally ignored the laws. You'd think the good government groups would be all over them. League of Women Voters, other good government groups, you'd think they would be all over them because they certainly had enough to say in previous years when we had a late budget. And they applauded us. They applauded Spitzer for bringing that forward, making it happen. Where are they now? They're totally ignoring what's going on. And we've been fighting this. The three men in a room from the same party in the same city for the last 2 years have crafted the budget. The budget that they brought forward this year spends 4.6% more than last year. In these economic times, 4.6%. And plus engages new taxes. We don't have a budget at this point in time because the Senate Democrats have not passed the tax bill. And I thank them for that because all it was another couple $2 billion in taxes. We don't need that. We need to go back, revamp the entire budget, renegotiate something, let the rank and file be part of the process. I think there's good minds up there. My good friend John and Pete, you know, we've got a lot of good minds up there that if you give it to us, let us do the conference committees, I think we can make it happen. My conference in the Assembly put $3.2 billion in cuts and cost savings in front of the governor last October. We did it again in March. The governor came into our conference in March and said, I'm looking for ideas. We gave him ideas, like cutting some of the benefits that are offered. We offer 27 out of the 32 options under Medicaid. It's in a $50 billion budget. If you cut 2 or 3 of those options, I'm sure you could pick up a couple $1 billion in savings. Other states don't offer them. People seem to get by, and sometimes probably even better than here in New York. Every time we've offered to the governor these options, these proposals, these suggestions, and with many of them were attached with what we would say real numbers, put together by our Ways and Means people. Last year when we finished the budget, our Ways and Means people did their calculation. They said we're going to have a $3.5 billion deficit come fall. Guess where we were? $3.2, $3.5 billion in deficit. So our guys were on mark. We have good calculators, good pencils. And yet, every time that we've offered this stuff to the governor, within a week to 2 weeks, he's in front of the camera saying, I haven't gotten any help from the legislature. I haven't gotten any ideas from the legislature. That's a lie, because we have offered that, and it's been totally refused. And I applaud him for some of the things that he's tried to do, as far as maybe putting pieces of the budget in the extender to try to bring things forward. But you have to follow that up with sitting at the table, calling people together, and negotiating in good faith, and looking at where you can cut. Did an investigation with the help of the corrections officers, and the corrections officers gave us a report pieced together with names and salaries. So I have to say it's fairly accurate. We also, my conference did 10 task force hearings on corrections and the operation of corrections across the state.